Bitcoin has just hit a new all-time high. Yes, we are trading at $109,000, official new all-time highs for Bitcoin as of today. And we've been talking about this on the channel for quite some time. We had mentioned that the move for altcoins would happen slightly after 100, which we've seen some altcoins make some major moves. But now that we're surpassing all-time highs, these are the times where typically altcoins do start to make their biggest moves. I'm going to go over the narratives and the tokens that I am most dialed in on right now in this market so we can start to print on altcoins. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. And before we jump into it, be sure to drop down, hit that like button, and subscribe to the channel down below for more every single week across the top coins, AI, gaming, meme coins, RWA. We have you covered right here on In the Game. And of course, drop down below and check out our sponsors in the description. Top tier sponsors from Cradle Games, 𝗤𝗏𝗡, and of course our official exchange partner here on In the Game, which is Blowfin. As they say, where whales are made and where we see $970 million almost in 24-hour volume on Bitcoin. And you can drop down below and get a sign up bonus and begin trading this hot and euphoric market on Blowfin down below. So, I mean, look, it's happy all-time high day every time that this has come around in Bitcoin's history. It is just a great feeling for those who are invested in the space. Here we are, and we're setting the tone every single time we hit a new all-time high. Definitely worth a slight cheers and a little bit of a celebration. So I will cheers my coffee cup during this video. But at the same time, this is when altcoins can potentially start to pick up momentum, as I'm literally watching Bitcoin in the middle of 109 now. Like, if we start breaking through and have a breakout here, this is going to be insane. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. First and foremost, altcoins really are in a middle ground currently. We see stuff like Grass, NRN from AI Arena. Good to see it absolutely pumping on this 30-day time period. We see stuff like Nairo, FWOG, Kaito, MOG, some of these coins. But right now, nothing is really shooting off the charts yet because Bitcoin dominance is still, well, dominant at this point in time. But if we go through some of the headlines here, obviously breaking through that all-time high was absolutely massive. We saw Tether print, I think, $1 billion in USDT. So this, as 𝗕𝗏𝗘𝗖𝗏 tweeted, the bear looking in at the Tether, like that usually is pretty, in this type of a climate, that's a pretty bullish thing. Just more stables are coming on chain. We also saw, and this is a not so good thing, but 99,000 traders were liquidated in 24 hours, totaling about $301 million in losses. And these people were short. And a lot of the times when this happens, people are long, but we just had a big time run on liquidations for the people who were actually shorting the market and thinking we wouldn't go through all-time highs, which I thought was interesting. Like, I tweeted last night on my Twitter, and if you're not following me on Twitter, 𝗂𝗏𝗏𝗏 Hustlepedia, I know that's down below in the description. I had tweeted, I'm long, feeling new all-time highs in my loins. And I know someone commented that everyone's bullish, we're going lower. But to me, everyone isn't really bullish. And I feel like it's one of those things where not enough people have enough Bitcoin. And now everyone's fighting over Bitcoin. We have institutions going after Bitcoin. We have everyone in the world, big companies, corporations, whatever the case is. There is a quote unquote bank run to grab as much Bitcoin over this time period as humanly possible, as there is a scarce supply, and it's going to be probably the most valuable digital asset in the world and maybe in world history, at least during, what we will see in our history here. But moving into the market right now, we do see, I think, a very bullish trend setting up for altcoins in certain narratives. Obviously, you want to be betting on strength, and we're going to talk about that here. I think AI, gaming, and meme coins are probably the top 3 sectors, but there is a sleeper sector, which is 𝗵𝗄𝗏, and I'm going to give you a gem right now that you can get involved in. It may be the next Kaito type of play, so I will show you that here at the end of this video. But let's just roll through some of the bullish catalysts over the last 24 hours. We have Off the Grid coming to Steam. Now, this is massive. We have Avalanche continuing their conquest. Multiple gaming tokens actually getting pretty good valuations this week. Virtual's ecosystem and AI is absolutely ripping inside of their new Genesis launch program. Abstract, if you're not farming Abstract, you need to jump in there and just start placing small trades, play some of the games. Like it is a very simple way to qualify for the future abstract token. And I tweeted this morning, and Bitcoin was nearing all-time highs. So there is a lot going on in this market. And you might be like, well, you know, Hustle, why is gaming still high up on your list? Well, I actually think some of these new initiatives here from the Senate and from the SEC are actually very bullish. We see SEC Commissioner Hester Peirce confirms that NFTs with creator royalties are not securities. And as Jonah points out, this is actually a pretty good thing for stuff like gaming because they can sell assets and have royalties on the side. We do see Off the Grid. They are going live on Steam. Not a coincidence, in my opinion. A few days ago, we see this regulation get passed that, you know, NFTs with royalties are not securities. And then boom, a very anti-Web3 platform, which is Steam, is now allowing probably the most widespread blockchain game that's out there right now onto their platform. So very bullish catalyst. And once again, I had seen a lot of FUD about apparently Off the Grid wasn't paying out their prize pools. Well, I think that can be put to bed. We did see them pay out most of their prize pool that they have been really late on at this point in time, but it was good to see that, and the FUD, to me, was not warranted. So very bullish for the Gunzilla team and Off the Grid going on Steam. And just looking at where that token is, I just think it's still criminally undervalued. Like, we're looking at a $41 million circulating and a $500 million fully diluted, where we just saw Nextspace from MapleStory sitting at literally 4x higher on diluted and almost 9x higher on the circulating market cap. To me, that is just an undervalued play versus what we just saw go live with MapleStory. So that is number one. I'm looking at Gunzilla. I do think that the Gun token will have a big run, especially as what this time period we're about to roll into is catch-up trades. Like, there are certain narratives and certain coins that have been suppressed while Bitcoin dominance is so high. And if Bitcoin dominance just slightly starts to fall after we break through this all-time high, we're going to see altcoins of quality like Gun start to run, no pun intended. Moving on, I think Prime is also gearing up for a second leg here. If we go look at the Prime token, I think it's a little under here. Echelon Prime sitting around this $3.50 to $4 level right now at $3.71 and $130 million market cap. They have their LP rewards program going live, and I've been noticing DeFi as a trend lately in crypto is really heating back up. I feel like a lot of people got scared away last cycle from a bunch of Ponzi yield farms, and then all of a sudden when Meteora came back and meme coins were hot, LPs were once again a really fun thing to get involved with. And we also see their Prime ETH LP rewards program is imminent. So I do love that. And on top of that, people are still staking and getting a share of the Wayfinder prompt token, which I'm actually going to talk about that here in just a second when we get into the AI side of things. And look, if you're thinking gaming's dead, it is far from it. We see MapleStory and Off the Grid obviously leading the charge, but 𝗘𝗫𝗄𝗏 today, I don't know if you guys have seen this project, but 𝗘𝗫𝗄𝗏 really is one of the first mainstream games other than MapleStory to come out of Asia in Web3, and their token launched today at $130 million market cap. Like, there really is a taste for gaming right now in this market. You guys know that I love the top coins: Beam, Super, Prime, Ronin, Zentree, etc. And you might be like, well, this is the same coins. Of course it is. And here's a quick caveat to this. Over the course of time in crypto gaming, there has been too many of this right here. So yesterday, a super well-funded game raised so much money. Embersword, they've been around since 2021. They've been building for quite some time. And like I said, they raised NFT sales. They had a token. They had VC money. They had everything you could ever need to build a game of scale, this MMO that they were building, okay? And they shut down as of this morning or as of last night, which is absolutely ridiculous. We've seen about 6 different games shut down this week. We saw Midnight Society raise, yes, Dr. Disrespect's old game that he was building in crypto. They raised like $90 million and they shut down, okay? So for me, I'm done betting on unproven, no track record teams. That is what it is. So later this week, for you guys who want some gaming gems, okay, like little riskier, but we're going to go through. I'm going to put together a full presentation on teams that are still building that are under a certain market cap threshold. So we'll get into that. I believe on Friday's show, we can go through some low cap gems and each narrative, gaming, AI, etc., that I think really have an opportunity to run up. And now we get to see and re-go back. Is the conviction still there on some of these low cap coins? So for me, I'm still weighted very heavily into the infrastructure and blockchains in gaming because of stuff like this. I'm not betting on unproven just teams that are absolutely collapsing left and right in gaming. But I will go over on Friday the ones that I still do believe in and still would have some money in. But let's move into the niche that to me is just the biggest in all of crypto. And we're talking about AI. If we're looking at AI, obviously, the elephant in the room would be Virtuals. Virtuals is having a fantastic month, up 250%, and it's a $2 billion coin. That's just a ridiculous percentage to be up on the monthly for a coin of this size. If you're not participating in some of their Genesis launches, I think you absolutely should jump into the platform, allocate some points, try to rack it up. And if you're yapping, you're tweeting about it on crypto Twitter, you can also get a share of airdrops and different incentives across the Virtuals platform. So this is leading the charge right now. But I think when we're going to roll up, we're going to go to the strict AI watch list here. I just think that there's a lot of coins that are going to have major moves if we do start to see dominance fall slightly, but also as long as Bitcoin keeps climbing, I really do think some of these coins are going to rocket. Stuff like 𝗏, 𝗏, and Render, I think will take their next legs up in the coming month, especially no matter what happens. I mean, dominance will inevitably fall as we rise. And then also if we start trading sideways a little bit, a lot of liquidity is going to be rinsing in and out of certain altcoins. So for me, 𝗏, 𝗏, and Render if you're looking at the top tier stuff. Moving on down the ladder though is where it really is going to get fun. Stuff like Neural and GPU, you guys know I love these projects, and we just see the weekly roundup here. They're so embedded into different software, different 𝗕𝗏𝗪, gaming, world engine building, the Neural AI team, they're all out there on Twitter. This is one of the most productive, most front-facing projects that I have seen in all of AI, as AI has been a very flaky niche. Look, a lot of these coins, when we go look at the AI, like a lot of these stuff at the bottom that have just completely failed over the course of time, like they never really had product. But whenever you're looking at the top stuff, you need to make sure that they are actually building, they are out there, they are present. So for me, that's easy. It's 𝗏, 𝗏, Render, and then going down the ladder a little bit, I'm looking at 𝗔𝗥, I'm looking at Neural, and I'm looking at GPU. And then my risk on play remains Limbo at $3.6 million market cap. I think this is the best, most undervalued AI agent play in all of crypto. You can go check out some of the storyline and lore on the Yumio Twitter. Each lens is like a new sentence and story, introducing fresh perspectives, character developments, and unfolding narratives. And it goes into more of the backstory and the development of Limbo, the AI agent that will also be present in their main game, which used to be Today the Game, which is now Yumio, X Team from Nintendo, Sega. These guys know what they're doing. They've been building an AI for quite some time. So for me, I am incredibly bullish on the Limbo token as well. That is my risk on AI play at this moment. And I am keeping my eyes on this one. It just launched today. We had mentioned it on the last show. AI Dev Agent. This one is at $1.8 million market cap right now. This one's the highest risk of everything that I just said, but it's a prompt where you can throw in anything you want and it'll build it. Whether it's a game, whether it's a website, a software product. This thing is incredible. I actually will get my hands on the product coming up in the next few days, but the capabilities look incredible, and I'm definitely excited in seeing where this coin and the project does go from here, especially when the product does go live. And then let's roll through what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow for the majority of the show. And I did group in Super earlier because I think Super has to be on your buy list, as well as Avalanche. Those two are no-brainers. But right now, Black Hole, the official Superverse DEX, and really looks like a full-blown DeFi protocol, is building with Avalanche and has the full-blown support of Avalanche. So tomorrow, I'm going to run through all these metrics. I'm going to run through the video that Elio posted and give you guys all the details on the upcoming Black token for the Black the black hole protocol, like that is on the way. We also see super stakers. I think they're going to absolutely crush it on this. And it was announced that Alex Becker is a co-founder of this project. So tomorrow I will jump into this top to bottom. What do you need to know? How can you get exposure? There's multiple ways to get exposure as well. You don't even need liquidity to get exposure to this. I think it's a pretty interesting protocol, to say the least. And last but not least on today's show, I want to give you guys a little bit of early alpha, because you are definitely early here with 𝗂𝗄𝗏. So the 𝗂𝗄𝗏 DAO has been absolutely cooking. I had to, sorry guys, but it hit $195 million FDV today, and their new platform update really reminds me of 𝗏𝗏𝗘𝗏, early stage 𝗏𝗏𝗘𝗏. Like, you go through here, and if you yap or tweet, add value on crypto Twitter to any of the projects that are doing active campaigns here, you earn what is called on here the snaps. And how do you earn snaps? Once again, you give coverage, you give quality insights, alpha across the timeline on crypto Twitter to any of these given projects, and you're going to be able to earn snaps. I do think this is eventually going to turn into some sort of an airdrop. This excites me a little more than other protocols that have tried the social 𝗵𝗪 narrative. So what I'm going to do, I have 10 referral codes. I will leave 10 referral codes down below in the description. If you want to get involved with this early look, the 𝗏𝗏𝗘𝗏 airdrop was absolutely crazy. And I think the snaps program is definitely going to have something to do with earnings. So if you want to check this out and get involved, I will leave 10 codes down below in the description. And guys, once again, happy all-time highs. We are looking absolutely fantastic right now as far as Bitcoin and the markets. And I'm just excited to see if we can hold up these levels, as the market is literally trending up as I'm recording. So my leverage longs, like I had shown this earlier last night, I said, I am long. I'm feeling the new all-time highs. And then this morning I tweeted, my long is longing. It took a leverage long on the long. So really good to see. I'm going to hop off now though, guys. Like the video down below and subscribe to the channel for more every single week here on In the Game. Tomorrow I have you guys covered top to bottom on how to get involved with the new black hole decks on Avalanche. And then Friday we're going to go over my top low market cap picks in this market. So be there for that. I'll see y'all on the next one. As always, happy all-time highs, play well, my friends, and of course, stay bullish, my friends.